So first, I'd like to talk about what is the small self-consciousness. So these are perspectives, these are really deep insights of my own, and I really encourage you here to take what serves you and leave the rest. Trust that inner guidance, trust that inner knowing, listen to yourself before you listen to me. And if it resonates with you, you'll just feel it, you'll just know. You'll sit there and say, oh yeah, this rings deep. And if it doesn't, let it pass. Let it pass like water on a duck's back, okay? So the small self-consciousness is kind of like this thing that we've been given as we've come here in the physical world, Before this human life, we decided, in my opinion, okay, I'm going to come down for a human trip. I'm going to experience as pure consciousness, as source itself, as life itself. I'm going to come down and have a human one. So we do. And we come down, drop into this world, with our life ready to be experienced before our very eyes. And in this early stage, I call this pure consciousness. We come here as pure consciousness. And you may see this in children, you may see this or remember when you were young, there was just this innate feeling of being in the present moment. It was effortless, it was easeful, without the thoughts, without the emotions. When we had an emotion, when we had a tantrum, we just let it pour through us and then we carry on to the next moment, usually playing. So in my observation to this, I saw and see that, okay, in the early years as pure consciousness, we have these life experiences. We come into this world and this world is maybe doing it a little bit differently. The people in which were our mentors, our guides, our parental figures that we looked up to, we learnt from them. So this pure consciousness, as we grow and as we evolve in our early years, we start to create a small self-consciousness. A consciousness in which is our identities of who we think we are, our belief systems. It's our trauma, our undigested distress. It's all these aspects of being. People call it the ego, and there's nothing wrong with this. It's beautiful. In fact, it's necessary. It's a part of the human gig. I see birds with wings that fly. We don't have wings. We've got a small self-consciousness, as well as all the other bits. Fish swim. They've got fins. We've got a small self-consciousness. Yet, in my experience, I've discovered, and from even having therapy myself and feeling like, hang on, something's not quite right here, we haven't learnt how to really work with the small self-consciousness. Okay, so what I'm bringing forth here is a perspective which creates space. A space between you in there, the subject, experiencing the object, experiencing the art form and the living intelligence of a small self-consciousness. So the small self-consciousness, in my opinion, is the polarity of our vastness. The polarity of our vastness. You in there, beholding this entire experience. The one that isn't fear, but knows fear because you're experiencing fear. The vastness is that space inside that is in connection and unified with all things. It is nature itself, it is life itself. And the polarity of that is vastness condensed. Nothing wrong with that. You may resonate with this, that feeling when you feel like you lose yourself. Or I feel like I'm coming back to myself, I need to come back to myself, that feeling. From my personal experience and perspective, I've noticed that it's not so much about trying to find ourselves in this world, it's about how do we cultivate the mastery of never leaving. And that's what this whole 12-month container is about. How can we embody never leaving this space and then bringing this unified, pure essence of us to every aspect of our life?